So let us start with what I feel is more really or might be Golden Dawn or is at least somebody who has practiced Golden Dawn really. And I borrowed my friend's grimoire for this, where he has a lot of photocopies. He's even older than me, so we work in the old ways. And we have the Great Table of Earth. And there's the 5 with the Exarp, Hekoma, and Nanta, and Bitom in the middle. And the colors of the elements are spirit white, and the flashing color is black. Air yellow, flashing color is violet. Water blue, flashing color is orange. Earth black, the flashing color is white. Fire red, the flashing color is green. And Exarp is spirit of air, drawn in yellow. Hekoma is spirit of water, drawn in blue. Nanta is spirit of earth, drawn in black, and Bitom is spirit of fire, drawn in red. And in each of the watchtowers you have the 4 elements. You have the air and water up, and then you have the earth and fire down. And then we go into the angelical hierarchies of the watchtowers. I walked through these in my earlier rituals when I told you about the real Enochian way of John Dee. So the horizontal arms of the great cross is the 12 elemental names of God. And you find them in the spiral in the middle. And the 4 solar kings are found in the dark cross in the middle of the 4 other. And the 24 planetary elders of the elements, they are found in the 4 different, in the Calvary crosses, in the 4 different. And then we have the angels and spirits of the subquadrants. And as you can see in the Exarp, Hekoma, Nanta, Bitom table, you have spirit and you have air and so on. So it goes both from up to down and from left to right. And then we have in the subquadrants, we have the cherubic squares that are in dark above the Calvary cross. And there you find the subquadrant cherubs. And then we have the Servian squares, where we have a lot more angels, and you can find them below the arms of the Calvary cross. And then we have the evil spirits of the subquadrants as well, as you know from before that they are below. And then let's look at the tetragrammaton and the elements. And I'm showing you these signs so you just recognize them and so on. And you have the Hebrew letters there above the Exarp and the Great Table and so on. And the watchtower cells with the water, earth and fire with the Hebrew letters within. And then we have the tetragrammaton in the subquadrants. And the 4 zodiacal triplet is fire, triplicity, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, air, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, earth, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And the qualities of them are cardinal fire, Aries, cardinal water, Cancer, cardinal air, Libra, cardinal earth, Capricorn, fixed fire, Leo, fixed water, Scorpio, fixed air, Aquarius, fixed earth, Taurus. mutable fire Sagittarius, mutable water Pisces, mutable air Gemini, and mutable earth Virgo. And then we of course have the 4 cherubs of the elements, and those are, we have the Hebrew letter, and then we have lion, and then we have element fire. Then we have the Scorpio with the eagle and water. Then we have man and air, and bull and earth. And then we go into putting it all together, working out the subquadrant. You have the cardinal elements, mutable and Hebrew letters, and you can see that they follow a pattern there. And it's really quite beautiful. I'm just going to walk you through quickly through the how they put what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Well, the calls in the Enochian in the Golden Dawn are different, the 48 angelical callings. So I'm going to mention them differently order this time. Call 1 used to invoke the forces of the table of union as whole. And this call is always used in Neo-Enochian invocations. And if you have read my handwritten downs, you see that there is call 1, but then it's called like key of the second table. So you have to look at that there's the key of the second table, but that is call 1 and so on. Call 2 used to invoke the pure spiritual forces of the table of union, represented in the tablet by the first letter of each line, EHNB. Call 3 used to invoke elemental air relates to the line XR from the table of union, the eastern watchtower as a whole, and the air subquadrant. Call 4 used to invoke elemental water. It relates to the line Hekoma from the table of union, the western watchtower as a whole, and the water subquadrant. Call 5 used to invoke elemental earth. It relates to the line Nanta from the table of union, the northern watchtower as a whole, and the earth subquadrant. Call 6 used to invoke elemental fire. It relates to the line Bitom from the table of union, the southern watchtower as a whole, and the fire subquadrant. Call 7 used to invoke the water of air subquadrant in the eastern watchtower. Call 8 used to invoke the earth of air subquadrant in the eastern watchtower. Call 9 used to invoke the fire of air subquadrant in the eastern watchtower. Call 10 used to invoke the air of water subquadrant in the western watchtower. Call 11 used to invoke the earth of water subquadrant in the western watchtower. Call 12 used to invoke the fire of water subquadrant in the western watchtower. Call 13 used to invoke the air of earth subquadrant in the northern watchtower. Call 14 used to invoke the water of earth subquadrant in the northern watchtower. Call 15 used to invoke fire of earth subquadrant in the northern watchtower. Call 16 used to invoke air of fire subquadrant in the southern watchtower. Call 17 used to invoke the water of fire subquadrant in the southern watchtower. Call 18 used to invoke the earth of fire subquadrant in the southern watchtower. And calls 19 to 48 are used exactly as D intended them to use to describe the parts of the earth and the 38ers. So since I'm always scrying the parts of the earth, I'm making all these calls anyway. that's why they are included in my rituals, since my rituals is also devotion and calling upon the evocation of the angels in the old style, but it is also to ask for help for all different places of the earth. So that is just to give you some idea. But this is what I feel is really golden dawnish. And there's the truncated pyramids and things like that I think is just to teach people what they are all about, so they learn to navigate on the great table of earth and what is. So, and then we have a real summoning ceremony, a different one with these symbols. I love you all. Bye for now.